Good morning, Mr. Attucks. I'd like to thank you again for expressing interest to serve on the Board of Education. Today's interviews are being recorded, as I remember to speak into my mic, and they're going to be posted after all the candidates have completed their interview. All candidates were emailed the questions yesterday at 5 p.m., and each candidate confirmed receipt. Each board member will ask you a question, and you'll have 40 minutes to answer all 7 questions and provide a closing statement. Questions will begin with Ms. Thomas on the end, and we'll work our way across the dais, concluding with Ms. Butler-Washington. And please let us know when you're done answering a question, and then we'll move on to the next question.
Okay.
You may return to a question at the end if there's time remaining. The board will take notes and remain silent during the interview, so please don't take it personally. We're just trying to keep the entire process as fair and equitable as possible. And I'm going to give you a 5-minute warning on your time. After the interviews today, the board will confer, and when the board reaches a decision, all candidates will be notified. So before we begin, for the record, could you please state your name and your address?
Okay. Mark Eric Attucks, Sr. My address is 8730 Hill Spring Drive in La Plata, Maryland, 20642.
Okay. Thank you very much. And your time will begin after Ms. Thomas reads the first question.
Good morning. What is your understanding of the time commitment required for this position?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you for the question. The board meetings are on the second Tuesday of each month, as I understand it, starting around noon with meetings ending after 7 p.m. In addition, there are monthly work sessions on the 4th Monday of each month, beginning as early as 4:30. And I would also suspect that it's a continual process, just not a formal meetings as advertised, but also as a board member, you'll be thinking about and planning, in preparation for the meetings and collaboration. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Why are you running for a seat on the Charles County Board of Education? Is there a particular issue or issues that has motivated you to serve in this capacity?
Yes, thank you. I'm a person that doesn't like to just talk about it, but be about it. I'm an action person. Like my decision to leave a very successful career to go to law school at 52 years of age to make a difference for those that need competent and professional legal representation. I am running for a seat to make a difference for all the kids in our school system. I researched the school district rankings, which one on the list ranked CCPS as 14th and another ranked CCPS as low as 20th. I don't know which list is accurate or either maybe inaccurate, but I believe that everyone in District 1 would agree that our school system should be within the top 5. As a resident, a parent, and a lifelong learner, I'm invested in this community, this school system, and want to assist in any way possible. In reference to a particular issue that motivated me, well, as trivial as this may seem, the school transportation challenges really spiked my interest last year and was very, very frustrating. And most recently, which aligns with Pillar 2 within the strategic plan, the need for more diverse teachers and leaders. It is vitally important that as the county has become more diverse, that our educators and leaders represent that diversity. Thank you.
Good morning. What are your top 3 priorities for the school system? How do you plan to advocate for those priorities if selected?
Okay, thank you. My personal priorities deviate some from the priorities within the current strategic plan, although if honored to fill this position, I would support the current strategic plan priorities. But my top 3 priorities would be, number 1 would be school safety. As a parent of a Charles County high schooler and middle schooler, the safety of not only my kids, but everyone's kids are and should be a priority. In these challenging times, it is essential that our kids are allowed to come to school and feel safe. This will enhance the overall learning environment and experience. Kids cannot and will not learn as effectively when they aren't or don't feel safe. Number two, student learning and achievement, which is within the strategic plan. I am aligned with this priority from the strategic plan. Learning and achievement is fundamental, and this has to be and continue to be a priority so that the students are prepared for life in all capacities. Three would be school uniforms. Charles County schools are represented by students from all economic levels. Peer pressure and bullying is a real concern for many students. The pressure of having the latest clothes, fashions, and as an example of the latest Jordans, it's an unnecessary and preventable source of stress, even for those that can't afford it. So imagine for those with limited income and resources, how they may feel. There's much data that shows and supports that wearing school uniforms creates cohesion, reduces the potential for bullying, and increases safety. There are many school districts that have uniform policies which achieves these objectives. I plan on advocating for these priorities by effectively communicating why these priorities matter, why they will make a difference, and how we can get it done. I have a history of being a results-oriented leader and have the soft skills to work well with others. Thank you.
Good morning. Do you feel your views on public education align with members of District 1?
Yes, I believe that my views on public education align with members of the District 1. Obviously, I haven't, run for a position or had an opportunity to meet with people of the District 1. But I believe that, I'm sure that we can all agree about the need for safe schools, whether we meet to talk about that or not. I believe that we can agree about the importance of educating our children to prepare them for success. And as I talked about, one of the issues that spiked my interest is reliable school transportation where parents don't have to worry about, the current situation in particular. This year's a lot better, but in particular last year with the school bus driver contract issues and things of that nature. So I believe, it's not beyond the pale to agree that as a District 1 community, we could agree to those things. Thank you.
Good morning. What is your understanding of the Blueprint for Maryland? Do you support its implementation? Which pillar do you believe is the most important and why?
Thank you. As you know, the Blueprint for Maryland for Our Future is a landmark legislation which was passed back in 2021. It included a comprehensive changes to nearly every aspect of the Maryland public education system. It increased the annual education funding by over a whopping $3.8 billion over 10 years. And the blueprint, if executed appropriately, will enrich student experiences, accelerate improvements to student outcomes, and improve the quality of education in Maryland. And so, yes, I wholeheartedly support its implementation. I believe that all pillars as identified are important, but since I have to choose one that I believe is the most important, I would say Pillar 2, high quality and diverse teachers and leaders. Nothing to me is more important than having high quality teachers, being able to retain them, because if you hire them and you can't keep them, you're starting back over again and you end up in a vicious cycle. And having diverse representation. Students should and need to see teachers and leaders at all levels that look like them and have some of the same experiences from a cultural perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your next question. What are the roles of the elected board and the roles of the superintendent?
Okay. Thank you. The board is comprised of a 9-member elected Board of Education who serves the educational needs and interests of Charles County. The board establishes educational and fiscal policy, provides overall direction, and governs the Charles County Public Schools, of course. The board members appoint the superintendent of schools to manage the day-to-day operations of the school system. The mission of the Charles County Public Schools is to provide an opportunity for all school-aged children to receive an academically challenging, quality education that builds character, equips for leadership, and prepares for life in an environment that is safe and conducive to learning. The superintendent of schools administers the Charles County Public Schools system and serves as executive officer, secretary, and treasurer of the Board of Education. Thank you.
And your next question, how have your unique strength, professional, and volunteering experience prepared you to serve on the CCPS board?
Thank you. In my 35-plus years of professional life, I've held positions in security administration, serving as a chief of resource protection crime prevention while assigned at Andrews Air Force Base, the home of Air Force One. Financial management within the Air Force, as a chief financial officer for the Veterans Affairs, responsible for the frontline revenue business operations for 28 Veterans Affairs medical centers, 65 community-based outpatient centers with an annual appropriation in excess of $35 billion. In excess of $5.6 billion in that position. As a senior executive with the Department of Justice, I was responsible for a $35 billion budget and 42 components. Experience in facility management. As a Target regional manager, I was responsible for all aspects of construction and facility management. I have been a church trustee and chief financial officer, a board member for the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Crispus Attucks Community Center, which is my forefather, a current board member for the La Plata Youth Soccer Association, and as a recent graduate of law school, I have accepted a position in the Charles County Office of Public Defender. But lastly, and most importantly, as a dad to 2 Charles County Public School kids, have prepared me to continue the progress that has been made by the county and the board and help problem solve challenges and opportunities. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. You have some time now, if you wish, to say anything you'd like in a closing statement.
Yes, thank you. First and foremost, just thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for your time. One thing that I can assure you, because I know that everyone who's applied for this position is passionate about the county and the school system. But I have a track record of, as I stated in my remarks, in my questions, of being a results-oriented leader, of getting things done at the highest level, whether it's private sector, government, military, et cetera. And in this role, I would bring that same passion and commitment each and every day in each and every meeting that we would have to discuss the continual opportunities and challenges to continue the progress within the school system. So again, I just thank you again for the opportunity and your time this morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, you as well.